Today we celebrate this votive Mass in honor of the holy name of Mary. And as the saints tell us, the origin of the name of Mary does not come from man. Of course, Saints Joachim and Anne did give the name of Mary to Our Lady, but they were inspired by God above all to do so. It wasn't by chance that the Immaculate received this name of Mary. In fact, St. Peter Damian says that the name of Mary came from the treasury of the divinity. And it's an interesting fact as well, if you take the Bible in Latin, on the very first page of the Bible, you find the name of Our Lady, where it says, Aquarum appellavit Maria. That is, and God called the waters Maria, the sea. Mary's name, of course, means the sea. And as the saints have interpreted this, why does Our Lady's name mean sea? They've interpreted it in different ways. They say because the sea, in its greatness and vastness, refers to the greatness and vastness of Our Lady's virtues and the grace that she possesses. And also the fact that the sea, being so great and deep and profound and dark and mysterious, also refers to Our Lady being unfathomable. That is, we can never completely understand who Mary is. And this is also affirmed in the promulgation of the Immaculate Conception, where Ineffabilis Deus says that no mind, neither angelic nor human, will ever be able to fully understand the Immaculate Conception, that is, who Our Lady is. But only God Himself, as only God can fully comprehend the ocean and all of the mysteries and the deepness and creatures that are therein, so only God, who created Mary, can completely and fully understand her. Now we see in the opening prayer of the Mass in honor of the holy name of Mary, it says, May your name bring us comfort and strength. And in fact, these are the two effects of devoutly invoking the name of Mary. We find comfort and strength. Comfort, that is, the name of Mary has a certain sweetness to it. That's why we say in the Salve Regina, we say, O sweet Virgin Mary. And then also, from the first reading of the Mass today, the Church applies this part from the book of Sirach to the Mass in honor of Our Lady's name. It says, You will remember me as sweeter than honey, better to have than the honeycomb. And this sweetness refers to the consolation and the joy that one usually feels when we invoke the name of Mary, devoutly, reverently, and sincerely. In fact, the special grace has been given to some holy people to actually have a sweet, sensible taste on their lips when pronouncing the name of Our Lady. And there's a small reflection by Blessed Henry of Susa, who says that if just her name has this effect in the soul, what does her actual person do? We can think of just invoking the name of Mary in our life brings us such consolation. What will it be like when we actually meet and come to know her person in heaven? Now, the other effect that I mentioned is strength, the power of Our Lady's name, which should be invoked especially in times of temptation and at the moment of death. During times of temptation, St. Maximilian says, in every difficulty, Maria. We should call on Our Lady. Just invoke her name in whatever difficulty. But the saints tell us that we should particularly invoke Our Lady in times of temptation against chastity. We know how dear this virtue of purity is to Our Lady. That's why we often call her the Virgin Mary. Again, in the Salve Regina, we say, O sweet Virgin Mary. The evangelist St. Luke says, and the Virgin's name was Mary, as we read in the Gospel today. And so Our Lady, having this virtue particularly dear to her heart, we should always invoke her in times of temptation against purity. In fact, St. Alphonsus says that this is one of the sure signs that one did not give consent to temptations against purity, particularly in thought. He uses this as the test. Did you invoke the name of Our Lady? If you are in doubt whether you have consented or not, did you invoke the name of Our Lady? If you did, then that's a sure sign that you didn't give your consent. Now, Our Lady's name should also be invoked at the moment of death, as the saints tell us, and by their own example. How many times have we read about the deaths of the saints? And they leave this world invoking the names of Jesus and Mary. And so they tell us that the name of Mary, in fact, is the key to the gates of heaven. And again, St. Alphonsus says that God grants this grace to invoke the name of Mary at the moment of death only to those who He is about to save. So again, that's a providential sign of someone's salvation, if they have the grace of invoking the holy name of Mary at the moment of death. It's also significant that we decided to name our internet website AirMaria, of course using the name of Our Lady. And we have there as the subtitle, Breathe Freely. As the name of Our Lady should be the name that we breathe every day, the air that we breathe, so to speak, every day. And again, as breathing is a sign of life in the body, so the person who devoutly invokes the name of Mary, who frequently has recourse to the name of Mary, it's a sign of life in the soul. It's a sign, an indication that they are in the state of grace. So again, let's make this a holy habit throughout our own lives of often invoking the holy name of Mary, especially in the times of temptation and at the moment of death.
Fructum ventris tuum.